Hello learners, you're most welcome to today's lesson. I'm Teacher Juliet. Yeah, we are going to learn with you primary 2 members. Are you there? Okay, I want you to settle and listen in. We are going to learn today literacy. Last time we talked about food, you remember? We learned about food. We said food is anything good to eat or to drink. And we gave examples of food like bananas, pineapples, rice, meat, fish, water, salt, and so many other examples of food. Things that we eat and we get energy and we become healthy, and again we keep our bodies fit. Now today we are not going to look at food just like last time. We are going to look at our environment. We are going to look at our environment. Thank you. So, what is environment? That is what we are going to ask ourselves today. What is environment? I want you to look around where you are. If you are in your sitting room, look around. If you're outside, you can take a look in your compound and see what is around you. Because our definition is just easy. Environment. Environment are the things around us. The things around us. Wherever you are, whatever you see, whatever you can touch or feel, that is within your environment. Learners, environment are the things around us. I think you can define it out there. Thanks. Let's write it down. Environment are things around us. Environment are things around us. Good. I hope now we can repeat this together. Environment are things around us. Now, I hope you can look around where you are and you can really see what is in your environment. What are those things around you? We give them groups. There are 2 groups of things within our environment. And these things we call them components. We call them components of the environment. Components of the environment. Components of the environment. Yes. Components of the environment are the things around us. These things around us are divided into 2. One is called living things. One is called living things. And the second group is called non-living things. It's called non-living things. We have 2 components of the environment. One is living things. The next is non-living things. Now, what are living things within our environment? That is the second question any of you is asking him or herself. What are living things? That is our question. Living things, those are the things that have life within our environment. The things that have life, those are called living things. That is our second point. Living things are things things that have life. And say that is part A of the components of the environment. The living things. What are living things? Living things are things that have life. Now children, we want to give out examples of the living things. What do we mean when we say things that have life? These are the things that are like me. They can feed. Those things they can feed. Those living things, those are the things that can grow from childhood, like a baby grows, then becomes a child in nursery, then P1, then primary 2, just like you are, and then grow and become adults like me. I'm a living thing. There are other living things that can move, just like you can see me moving. I move from my home, I move and go to school, I move to the church, I move to the mosque, I move. So living things, those are things that move, that feed, that grow from one step to another, or from one size to another size. Those are the ones we are calling the living things. Now I think you can even mention some of the living things, and you tell mommy, or you tell auntie, or anyone near you, or your friend whom you're learning with, examples of the living things. Let me tell you some of them. These living things, we group them also into 4. They are grouped into 4. Let me give you these examples into groups. Examples of living things. Examples of living things. Examples of living things, we have 4 of them. Let me mention them. 1, we have plants. Plants are living things. Yes. We have another group we call animals. Animals, see, animals are also living things. We have a third group. This one is called insects. And lastly, we can group another example as birds. Yes. Birds, insects can be under animals, but let's group them like this so that you can identify them easily, just like in primary 2. Let's just group them like this. We have plants, we have animals, insects, and birds. Those are all examples of living things. Remember, we said if you want to remember very well what living things are, you have to note the following. Those are the things that can move, those things in your environment that can feed. Those living things are those things that can even give birth to young ones. And again, you find that those living things can also move from one place to another. Those are living things. We have plants, animals, insects, birds in our environment. Now let me ask you a question. At home, do you have any of these living things within your home? For example, do you have some birds? Do you keep some birds within your environment at home? For example, hens, turkey, for example, doves. Do you have any? I don't know. Me, myself, I have a cock and a hen. I keep them. I stay with them in my environment and I love them. Now we have insects within our environment. They are insects. Some are bright. They have bright colors like butterflies. Some are dangerous like houseflies. But they are there in our environment. I hope you have ever seen them. They are there. We have other insects like cockroaches. They are dangerous, but they are within our environment and they are living things. We have animals like dogs, we have cats. Those ones normally we stay with them in our homes. In our home. We have a lot of other things within our home, other animals that we don't want, like rats. They are also there. We can stay with them when we even don't want, but they are there in our environment. The rats. And that's why we keep cats to chase them away. There are other animals like cows. Some people have cows in their homes. So they are within their environment at home. The other group is plants. There are very many plants within our environment. And remember, when we talked about food, we said plants provide us with food. They are sources of food. So we love them because they are useful in our environment. We have plants like banana plants, we have sugar canes, we have pawpaw, those trees that provide shade. They are all under living things. So let's go back and define what are living things. Living things are things that have life. Living things are things that have life. Thanks a lot. Now let us look at the second component of our environment. Remember we said we have two components of things within our environment. So we have non-living things. Now let us look at non-living things. Let it be our part B. Non-living things. What are non-living things? What are non-living things? That is our question. Non-living things are things. Non-living things are things which don't have life. Okay, dear learners, let's define non-living things again. Non-living things are things which don't have life. Non-living things are things which don't have life. Those are the things that are lifeless. In our homes, on the way to school, on the way to our homes, everywhere in the environment, those things are there. They don't have life, they don't move, they don't feed, they don't get tired. They are there. I think you can now guess some of these non-living things, not so? I hope you can guess. I wish you were here and you give me some. You try to tell me some of them, but let me mention some of them. Let's go. Examples of non-living things. We give examples of these non-living things and we see what they are. Examples of non-living things. They are also good to have in our environment. Don't think they are useless. They are also good. Examples of non-living things. Yes. We have examples like, let me think about people who are there at home. Let's talk about home. Where you stay, you set up your home on what we call land. Land. Have you ever heard of this word? Land. Land is a non-living thing. Then you can even use this word, soil. Soil. There is soil in our environment and we use it for very many things. Then we have house, where you stay. A house is a non-living thing. Doesn't feed, doesn't move. It is always there. You leave it there, you find it there. There are very many non-living things within your house there. For example, we say there are chairs. We have very many other non-living things. For example, a car. I hope now you understand me. Those are non-living things. There are very many, very many. Right now I have this marker. This one, a mark. For you, you use a book and a pencil. All those ones are non-living things. They don't know you, they'll never know you. Because for them, they are non-living things. But they are useful and very nice, beautiful in our environment. Like lakes and rivers, they are non-living things. But they are nice to look at and they provide the water. There are very many up there in the sky. Sky is a non-living thing you can't touch, but it is there. It holds the clouds. Clouds are non-living things. I have a dress where you see the one I'm putting on. It is a non-living thing. It is within our environment. We change them. We need them. They are things within our environment. Now learners, let's look at this chart. It's having a lot of things that we find in our environment. I hope you can see in our environment, just like we define the environment, that these are things around us. Within our reach, we have water. You see, water bodies, and in the water bodies, we find fish and such animals like a frog. I hope you know a frog. We have, in our environment, we have insects like butterflies. We have plants that flower, you see. These are plants. Some are green, as you can see. Some are very tall trees and big, just like these ones. And there are certain animals within our environment that enjoy living or staying on trees. For example, this one. And I hope you can see. The monkeys, baboons, the gorillas, they enjoy living in a forest and they stay in the forest. So all that is within our environment. There are animals, as you see. This is a lion. There is this one, a crocodile. It also enjoys water. We have this one. I hope you can mention. This is an elephant. We have the zebra, the giraffe. We have a crested crane. There are very many things within our environment. We find such small animals like a chameleon. We know it of changing colors when it is trying to defend itself. Then we have a kobe, we have a hippo. Then there are homes, as you see, buildings. So there are non-living things and there are living things within our environment. Water bodies are non-living things. Yet animals and plants are living things. The clouds, I think you see, the clouds, they are non-living things, but they are all within our environment. Through our activity, let's read number 1. Dash are things around us. I hope you can now recall what we have just learned about. Then you put the answer. Number 2. Give any 2 components of the environment. Give any 2 components of the environment. Remember the main 2 components of the environment. Then you write them there. Number 3 says, mention any 3 examples of living things. Mention any 3 examples of living things. Yes, you mention, you write them there. Number 4, name these non-living things. Yes, I think you see the shape, you will name it just like you see. We have this one, this and that. Now when you finish the activity, try to give mommy or daddy to mark you, or the big brother or big sister at home, so that they can mark your work and help you in doing corrections. Thank you. Let's meet again. Remember to keep home and keep safe till we meet again. Bye-bye.